Yes, so the supergene mineralization at Stinger, the importance of that is twofold. Firstly, supergene mineralization, it's higher grade. So when you look at weathering carbonatites, you're removing that gangue material, which is carbonate, which easily dissolves, and your critical metals tend to be resistate, and so they accumulate in that supergene environment. And so you tend to see a 3 to 5 times increase in grade from your fresh carbonatite into your oxide. So you see a strong enrichment, you see higher grades like we see at Stinger, relative to the fresh carbonatite. Secondly, as the supergene, it's closer to surface, and that's where mining would most likely commence. And so you see near surface open cut potential and higher grades. So that's the importance of the supergene. That's where things would start. And so that's our first focus, is looking at that higher grade open cut opportunity. And then we start to assess the fresh material down the track. That's right. Everyone wants similarities to some of the best deposits out there. Really, the significance to Mountain Pass in the US really is the fact that this was the first time we had seen a really highly fractionated part of that carbonatite, which is really encouraging for nothing else, because we've only drilled 25% of the Gifford Creek carbonatite at wide space drilling. And every time we go out there and drill, we're finding new things. We're finding more fractionated parts of the carbonatite, and we're seeing some higher grades. So it really highlights the exploration upside. Plus, if we do find something that's got 5-6% total rare earths inside the fresh carbonatite, then that's extremely exciting. And so this highly fractionated zone, are there going to be areas like that that have that extra grades in the fresh? And then, of course, as we said before about the supergene, if that then comes to the surface and you see that upgrade, that's a win-win. So it's really about the exploration upside. It's really encouraging and shows the significance of the Gifford Creek carbonatite complex, and that it still has a lot to offer. Right, so we have two things that we're working on at the moment. One is going to be updating that exploration target to incorporate. When we put out the first exploration target a year and a half ago, it looked just at the niobium. And now we see the potential for these critical metal byproducts. And so we're going to incorporate that, creating a picture that'd be similar to, say, Elk Creek in the United States with NioCorp, and really showing that, yes, niobium and rare earths are our primaries, but then what other elements could be producing from that as a byproduct of the mining. Secondly, the other mainstream that's going in at the moment is that metallurgy. Like we did with yen early on, we want to make sure that we can produce a product from this material. And then once we have that confirmed, like we did at yen, we will then go into the resource drilling. So can we make a product? Make a product, do that right now, show the exploration upside, show the resource potential. And then once we've proven that we can produce a product from this, we allocate the capital, the time, and the personnel to go out and drill that and make that exploration target real.